Ma'am, we got the full count.
Yet to, but people are joining.
Okay, ma'am. So I think so. Let us start from 9:05.
Yes. I started the recording. You can start immediately at 9:05.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, done. No problem.
Are you waiting somebody or what?
Roshan, we can
Roshan,
start.
we can start.
Sure, ma'am. So, hi guys. Roshan Gapala this side. So, let me introduce about myself first. Starting the lecture. Before starting the lecture. So, myself, Roshan Gapala. I had more than 7+ years of experience in cybersecurity domain. I specialized in VAPT and mostly on offensive security in web, mobile, API, IoT, and recently in AI security. And also, I had been trained more than 12,000 plus students, and I had been lectured around 200 plus corporate trainings. And also, I'm holding my CPENT, CEH, and also ACP. That's what from my side. So let us start the session, okay? Just give me 1 minute. I will start sharing my screen. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
the PPT. Yeah.
So before starting my lecture, can I ask some questions? Are you from offensive security or else defensive security or else GRC? I know your background. Also the
Uh,
people.
yeah, myself mix. Okay, I'm from compliance and from cybersecurity world domain. It's not like
Okay.
offensive or defensive.
Hmm.
So, I'm from database security. My primary skills, but
Okay.
now I'm working as compliance. Okay, as security officer.
Okay. From GRC.
Yeah, related to kind of URC. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know a few of the two. Yeah, because since I'm preparing for CSSP also, so I know
Okay.
the concept of. But I joined basically to do hands-on actually.
Okay. Got it.
Get more knowledge and to get more knowledge from you since you're very since your expert is VAPT, so want to leverage my VAPT skills. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Got it. Other?
I am Sudha. Sudha Rani
Yeah.
20. Yeah, I have 9 years of experience. I am into GRC.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Thank you.
Hi, this is Ajoy. I'm actually in cybersecurity program management space. So I
Okay.
do deal with quite a bit of stuff, even though maybe not directly involved, but I manage a lot of the big programs for our company. So just, to increase my knowledge and stay on top of things, I'm here. So
Sure. Got it.
I am
So,
Manju.
yeah. Yeah, ma'am. Please continue.
I'm into security assurance.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm into GRC actually. So that's the reason.
Sure, sir.
Varun, yeah.
Got it, sir.
Okay.
So let me start. I think so. We had a mixed audience. So let us go with the start from the basics. Okay. Just I will use your couple of minutes. I will grab around 30 minutes for the basics. So then after we can go with the regular fundamentals. Why? Because we had some people are not from the cybersecurity background. By pure cybersecurity background. By each is a in the cybersecurity. By everyone have an idea. So in the cybersecurity, we are going to divide into two domains. By technical domains and non-technical domains. So if you are from the technical domain, there is no need of introducing about that. But if you are from the non-technical domain, from the GRC, so I want to start from the basics like some networking concepts. before starting the course, I want to cover some networking concepts and some Linux operating system commands. And then after, I want to move forward and I want to conclude some other information on the security field. So just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Just 1 minute. So let me start here. Let me start from the cybersecurity itself. So most of the people going to say cybersecurity is a protection of systems, networks, applications, and by implementing some security measurements. In the basic definition, we can conclude. But if you want to say more professional and more accurate, you can say protecting the CIA of data, protecting the CIA of data. You can say the definition for the cybersecurity as protecting the CIA of data. Okay, so here in the cybersecurity, we had two types of domains. Okay, in the cybersecurity, we had two types of domains. So in the cybersecurity, we had two types of domains. One is a technical domain, other one is a non-technical domain. Okay, so here in the technical domain, here we had two types. First one is a offensive security. Meanwhile, they will called as retimers. And also most of the course, meanwhile, present our ongoing course, VAPT related to. Next, defensive security, DevSec, and which is called as blue teaming. And here, mostly everyone will be from the background of SOC or else anything. Okay. So here, what these offensive security guys are going to do? These offensive security guys are going to penetrate or else they are going to stimulate the real world attacks on our own organization systems. It may be web application, mobile application, API, IoT system, or else any other, or else OT system. So they are going to penetrate or else they are going to stimulate the real world stimulation attack on the
Roshan,
Yeah.
Roshan, we get this session is getting recorded, no? And we get
Yes,
a
ma'am.
recording link, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So here in the offensive security, we are going to do the real world stimulation attacks on the system. It may be web application, mobile application, or else anything API. So in that, we are going to find the loopholes. In that, we are going to find the loopholes. In the loopholes, we are going to report the loopholes to our reporting manager. Okay, these offensive security guys are going to find the loopholes and they are going to report to the organization. And then after, the organization going to do the patch up or else they are going to update the versions of the software, vulnerable softwares. This is the type of work they are going to do. In that, they had some different type of roles. They are going to use a methodology called vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. This offensive security guys. And next, if you are going with the defensive security, here these guys are going to protect the organization from the external threats and internal threats by implementing some security frameworks or a security measurements like installing the firewall, intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system, authentication, and they had plenty of antivirus, endpoint security, the plenty of topics in the blue teaming and red teaming also. Mostly the most trending role or as most of the people are from the background of the SOC. And if you are going with the non-technical roles, we had a GRC, Government Risk and Complaints. So most of the peoples in our course or as in our curriculum from the Hemang Doshi Academy or from the GRC itself. So I think so no need of saying about the GRC. Next, if you want to start learning this VAPT or else ethical hacking or else any stuff, so we want to cover some basic knowledge on that before starting. Some intro to cybersecurity, what I mean by cybersecurity, and what are the terms and some frequential words we are going to use in the cybersecurity. Introduction to CS. Next, some basic knowledge on the networking, like what I mean by IP, TCP, UDP, and what I mean by how this Wireshark going to work, and how this firewall going to configure, and different type of ping attack and basic networking concepts. Next, they want to have some basic knowledge on the OS operating system. On mostly in this course, we are going to use the Kali Linux. So how to operate the Kali Linux, so on the basic information on the Kali Linux, it will be fine. Next, some touch up on the cryptography, and next ethical hacking. So I will parallelly link the ethical hacking with the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, and let us conclude the ethical hacking with it itself. And then after we can move to the CVAPT course, VAPT. So today I will cover the basics. And by in this 2 hours, I will brush up the complete basics like what I mean by cybersecurity, what I mean by networking, what I mean by how to install the Kali Linux, and some ethical hacking concepts. Next, we will move to the CVPT concepts from the tomorrow's session. Right? We will go with the intro and mostly basics brush up for today. So I do not want to waste your time. So let me start. So here in the module 1, we will go with the introduction to cybersecurity. Right. Just intro, the basic definition, like cybersecurity refers to the practice or technology and process designed to protect the digital information and networks and computer systems from unauthorized access, use, disclose, disrupt, modification, or else distraction. Next, we have, or else you can, in the simple word, protecting the CA of data. What are the definition had been said in the starting. Here, I think so most of you are aware of the CI triad. Okay. The CI triad is also known as information security triad. The CI triad is also known as information security triad. Okay. This triad going to operate, or else this triad going to handle the main pillar of the cybersecurity. What I mean by, for example, for C stands for confidentiality, where I mean by only the authorized users can access the data. Next, I mean by integrity. Here we want to ensure the completeness of software development life cycle. And next, if you are going the A, availability, here we are going to ensure the availability for the authorized user can access the data 24/7. Okay. Here in the confidentiality, we want to verify the authorized user by using login pages or else any other thing. And next, in the integrity part, we want to ensure the data is accurate and which will not be tampered. We want to check the data is accurate and it was not been tampered. We want to check in the integrity part. Next, in the availability part, whether the authorized user can access the data 24/7. Yes or no? Just we want to clarify that. And complete cybersecurity concepts, and most of the concepts are origin from the CI triad itself. Next, what are the importance of cybersecurity? Protecting the sensitive information, preventing the financial loss, maintaining the reputation, ensuring the business continuity, safeguarding the national security. And what are the types of threats we had? Malwares, viruses, worms, trojans, phishing, ransomware, social engineering, DOS, DDoS, man-in-the-middle attack, and phishing campaigns for the mail, and zero-click attacks, zero-click vulnerabilities, some other. And the cybersecurity domains, we had a network security domain, application security domain, data security, cloud security, endpoint security, identity and access management. These are the different types of cybersecurity domains we have, and the different type of frameworks. I mean, most of the people who had been in our course, they had aware of more in this frameworks like NIST cybersecurity framework, or else ISO 27001, or else PCI DSS, CS controls, or also WASP top 10 rules, and some other things. These are some basic fundamentals. So let me start operating system for cybersecurity. Here we are going to use different type of operating systems for the cybersecurity, like to manage the security tools or else handling the vulnerabilities, ensuring the system integrity, and mostly we want to choose the OS according to the impact on penetration testing and malware analysis and digital forensic. Okay, here we have a different type of operating systems like Kali Linux. The main purpose of the Kali Linux is for the penetration testing and ethical hacking. The features of the Kali Linux are pre-installed security tools like Metasploit, Nmap, Wireshark, and Bubsuit, and which going to support the live boot and virtualization with the regular updates by offensive security. Usage are for the Kali Linux are vulnerability assessment, network assessment, or else network security testing, web application testing, mobile application testing, and malware analysis in some cases. Okay, so let me say how to install the Kali Linux. So let me clarify that. So then after we can start the. So first I will showcase how to install the Kali Linux in your system. Just first try to just give me 1 minute. Just search for VirtualBox. Just search for VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, just please go with this link. And according to your system according to your system's operating system, please download the Oracle VirtualBox in your system. Just go to downloads. If your system is from the Windows host, please download Windows, or else it from Mac or else Linux or else any other operating system. You can choose the operating system according to your user case. Just I'm dropping here. Please check. Just go to this link and please download the VirtualBox. And next, please move to the Kali Linux. Next, move to the Kali Linux.org.missions. Okay. Okay. Just first try to move to virtual machines. Next, here we had a VirtualBox. First, try to move to the virtual machines. Next, VirtualBox. This 3.5 GB file. Just download this 3.5 GB file. After that, just unzip the file. First, download the file. First, try to download the file. First, download the file. Next, unzip the file. After unzipping the file, you will get two icons, one with the red color and other one with the blue color. Just click on this 3 KB file. This 3 KB file, it will automatically install in your system. This Kali Linux going to install in your system. Okay, just before starting, just install this 3 KB file in your Linux system. Okay, sorry, in the VirtualBox. It will automatically set up the Kali Linux in your host system. Okay, and just open the Oracle machine. It will automatically shows the Kali Linux interface. Okay, so just Kali, so I'm using 1 year previous version around 2024.4. I will prefer the standard version. So I will update this into 2025.4 version. I mean, by every 3 months, every 4 months, every quarter, they are going to release a new version for the Kali Linux. So my suggestion is that try to prefer the year ending versions like 2025.4 or else 2024.4 or else 2023.4. Meanwhile, they are the standard versions for the year. So it will be in accurate form from the next one. For the 1 year, you can be use this version, and next after you can back up the data and you can move to the next step. So just start the machine by using headless start. So it takes some couple of minutes. Okay, no problem. So before that, so let me clear. So here this Kali Linux is a Debian based Linux distribution which is used for the penetration testing and ethical hacking and security researchers, which is developed and maintained by the Offensive Security, and comes with a pre-installed with the 600 plus security tools, which supports platforms like virtual machines and bare metal and ARM devices. And in the installing Kali Linux, we had a different type of methods like live booting, virtual machines, dual boot, and Windows subsystem for Linux. These are the different type of methods you had for installing. And the minimum requirements are 8 GB RAM is recommendable, and 200 GB free disk. Free disk want to be available, and compatible processors like x64 or else x86 or else CRM. So the draft credentials for the Kali Linux are Kali Kali. The draft credentials for the Kali Linux are Kali Kali. User ID and both the password and the user ID will be Kali Kali. User ID and password. So let me so before that. So just give me one minute. Just give me 1 minute. So just download Kali Linux file. Next, unzip the file. Click on blue color icon. Like use the password. Those are the two simple steps you can use. If you face any issue, you can join around 7:50 tomorrow, and let me clarify that. Okay. Sorry, I had been stuck in the traffic, so it has been delayed for 1 hour the session. Sorry for it. 11 o'clock. 3 గంటలు మొత్తం. So just give me 1 minute. So so here here it is a header. In the header, if you are going to click on Kali symbol, so you'll get the different type of applications presence in the, not the applications, so the tools present in the Kali Linux. So we are going to be able to see. And next, which is used for minimize and maximize, and which is the files. The next, the third option is for the files, and fourth option, it is for the mouse pad, similar to the notepad, and browser with the terminal, with the different type of terminals, like general terminal, by normal terminal, and routed terminal, and PowerShell. These are the three different terminals are available. So in the Windows, we had in the GUI mode, by graphical user interface. So where we can able to, by just clicking on the icon, we can start operating the operating system. But if you are going with the Kali Linux or else Linux based distributions, so here we want to go with the complete command line version. So if you are aware of the commands, it will be well good. If not, so let me complete that. So our first command, we will have, in the Kali Linux, we had two users. Okay, in the Kali Linux, we had two users. So in the Kali Linux, we had two users. So in the Kali Linux, we had two users. User one is a Kali, which he is a normal user. User one is a Kali, he is a normal user. Root is the super user. Okay, Kali is the normal user. So he is going to represent by dollar symbol, and the root symbol, by the privilege, will be as hash. Okay, in the terminal, you can check. For the Kali user, it going to show as dollar symbol. For the root privilege, it going to show as hash. Okay, next. So if you want to shift to the user, Kali to the root, you want to use command called sudo su. You want to use a command called sudo su. The password will be Kali. The password will be Kali. Okay. So here you can check the difference. For the Kali, it has been with the dollar symbol and with the minimum privilege. Okay, minimum access for the privilege. Next, if you are going the root at the red Kali, he had the hash. Meanwhile, he is the super user. He had the full access for the execution the any file or else any command. If you want to get out of it, you can use exit command. Okay, if you want to come out of it, you can use exit command. So if you want to update your system or else tools, you can use sudo apt hyphen get update and sudo apt hyphen get upgrade. So by using this command, you can update and upgrade your system. Okay, you can update as well as upgrade your system. It takes around 30 minutes to 1 hour. So I do not want to waste my time. So let me skip
So
this.
it will upgrade the Kali also and upgrade at the same time it will upgrade the tools also. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also, what is the password for root? Okay, Kali, you said Kali, but for the root also Kali password?
It will automatically update all the system by every file.
No. What
And
I'm
tool.
checking about root password. What is the password for root? Kali is Kali. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, Kali. For the root password will be also Kali itself.
Okay, got it.
Meanwhile,
That's
what are
fine.
the login passwords you are going to use? For the sudo you want to use the same password.
Okay.
Yeah. Next, so let me interlink with Windows. So for the file system, let me introduce. So let me link with this Windows. So file exporter, right? I think so. Yeah.
Also, can you tell us what you are going to do next because it's being so
Can you say once again? I'm not
no
going to.
what you're going to do next steps okay, so you're briefing about the Kali, okay, am I right?
Yes.
So today,
Yes.
okay.
So today I will cover mostly on Kali and networking concepts.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yeah. Just the basics. So I think so in Windows, we had this PC. In that we had Windows and other drives, Windows C drive and a D drive or C drive, some people. So next, in the Kali, we will have the starting is the slash, which will be known as a root terminal. Okay, sorry, root directory. Here in the Kali or else in the Linux based system, slash, mean by just the slash, will be the root directory. Okay. CD mean by change directory. This command CD mean by change directory. If you want to change to one directory, so you can use CD, change directory from one directory to other directory. In Windows, we have files and folders. Here, the files will be same, but the folders will be named as directories. The folders is equal to directories. Okay. The first, the C drive, mean by we had a C drive, right, in the Windows. In that same similar to the C drive, we have the slash, mean by the root directory. If you are going to list the root directory, we had bin, etc, lib, lib 64, srv, root, run, home, some different type of medias we have. In that same similar to the in the C drive, we had API, Minji, programming files, STEM, Xbox, users, programming x64, mybacker, billing 61, read logs, SW setup, Windows, and input. These are the different type of dump steps or the different type of other stuff we have. Okay. Next, if you want to change, meanwhile, ls, meanwhile, list directory. If you want to list the files, you can use list ls command. Okay. So if I want to, meanwhile, if I want to access my files, in here in the Windows, I will go to the users. Okay. In the Windows, I will go to the users. In the same way, in the Kali, I will go to the CD to home. CD to home. So after that, let me list. So we had Kali and Ravan. In that same scenario, if you are going to the users in the Windows, we had public and Roche. So just go to the Roche. And next, in the home, we will go to the CD to Kali. hit on enter. Next list the files. We had what are the files and the pre-recorded tools and my test records and my projects, my scanners, my tools related to my stuff. What are the stuff I had? So everything has been available on the folder itself. Okay, this symbol will be representing the home directory. Okay, next, where in the folder we had in the Roshan, we had different type of reports and different type of files and blah 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 other thing. Okay, it is called the directory pattern. If I want to shift from one directory to other directory, if it is in the same directory, so in the directories I can only go to the in the forward side or else in the backward, not into the. Just if you want, if I know the directory size, for example slash yeah, if I want to shift to any command, just slash etc, like hit on it, just I will directly move to the slash etc. Why? Because I know the uh, directory pattern, so I can easily shuffle from one directory to other. If not, just list a file, so I can list a different type of files. If not, I want to change back to some other directory called home to the Kali. Just I will directly move to the home to the Kali, so I can list my regular files. So it is called a listing and changing the directories. Okay, it is a simple command which you can use. Okay, listing the directory. ls use it for the listing directory, cd used to the change directory, and next command we have clear to clear the above content. Next we have touch CVPT. It's fourth batch, I think. So. CVPT 4 is the files. CVPT 4. We have the directory name called CVPT. Sorry, the file name called CVPT 4. If you want to add the extension, you can add. If I want to remove that file, if I want to create the file, I'm going to use touch. If I want to remove the file, remove CVPT 4. CVPT 4. If I'm not getting any error, so we can say it as a. So if you're going to say, we got a hint like remove cannot remove CVPT, not such file or directory will be there. If you had like this type of heading, meanwhile hint, you can read the hint and you can rectify the command you had been given. Okay. Next, remove and for checking the processor, PS, AUX, kill, and for checking the IP, you can go with some other stuff. Okay, it's nonsense. So just a minute. Yeah. Next, CP is used for change directory. If you want to PWD present working directory, to know the present working directory, you can use PWD Kali at the rate home at the rate Kali, you can know. And if you want to create a directory, make directory called CVAPT4, hit on enter. These are files, so where you can see the CVAPT directory. Previously we had been created the file, now we had been created the directory. So if you want to remove the directory, you want to use the command called rm directory called CVAPT4. PT4, hit on enter. Successfully we had been deleted the folder. So next, if I want to, again I'm going to create a file name CVAPT. Just I will change the directory to CVAPT T4 and list the files. So I do not have any files. So just I want to create some files called touch CVPT 7, 8, and some different type of random files had been created. So you can check I had been created 7, 8, 9, 2, blah blah blah. Some files. And if I come to back, if I want to come to the home directory, cd double dot, I can get back to the home directory. So just I can list. So I had a folder, I had a directory called CVAPT4. So if I want to remove that file, so I want to use, I cannot use, by just rm, by remove directory called CVAPT4. I cannot use that. It's okay. It is not in a, it is in a directory. So I cannot use for rm will be used for the files, and rm directory CVPT, it will be not useful. Why? Because it's not an empty directory. If it is an empty directory, you can use remove directory. If for non-empty directory, you want to use rf hyphen rm, sorry, rm hyphen rf and the directory name CVAPT4. Hit on enter. I'll list the files. So here we can successfully deleted the directory. Okay, creating the directory, deleting the directory. Next, which will be for non-empty directories, and for the file permission, chmod for the changing the file permission. For the ownership, chown, and for the group, you can go with the chgrp. Sorry, grp. Yeah, done. For system information, uname. For users displaying the name, so Kali Linux 6.11.2 AMD 64 #1 and blah blah blah. Okay. Next, for the discovering the host name, you can use host name and hit on that. The host name will be the Kali. And who am I? My next command, Kali, which will be used for the post exploit or else in the privilege to know the user. Last, to know the what are the commands and the versions had been logged in. And just give me 1 minute. Yes, I can share in the WhatsApp or else in the chats.
Okay. Okay, Roshan. Thank you.
Yeah. And next, PS for the processing power, PS UX or else PS to know the process. And last, I think so, your last had been used command. Next, you can go with the top and net start. You can use top command to know the processing power, Control C, or else you can use any other like net start to know the processings, or else processors or any other technology. Clear that. And next, for the network configuration, we can go with the IP config to know the IP address. So just 1 minute. Just give me a minute. I want to do it. Sorry, if config. So for the Windows, you can use IP config. For Kali, you can use if config. So it's my IP address. It is a private IP address, not a public IP address. So it will be starting from 10.10.10.10.4, which is in the NAT network. Okay, and the submasking number and bobcat number and my inet and like IPv4 and IPv6, sorry, IPv6 address and Ethernet number and some other my local loopback IP address. Or else you can use IP space A. Also, you can use to know the IP address. Okay, IP. Okay. Next, ping to know the connectivity between the host and the destination server. Okay, to know the connectivity between the host and the destination server, you can use ping and trace route to know the trace networking route, or stick for the performing DNS, domain name system lookup, or else NS lookup, and for the security, SSH packets and other thing, and other essentials like cat to display the manual. For example, let me cat win hash or else anything Windows hash. Okay, in that same scenario, to display any file or else anything, and history to know the previous commands had been used. Okay, today we had been used different type of commands. Okay, and next we had a grip and find to find the files. And next, if you want to clone anything, okay, if you want to clone any tool or else anything, so we want to go with the cloning also. So just search for Jetfisher. It is a simple tool. Okay, let us think Jetfisher is a simple phishing tool. And let us go with the first link. Just copy the code. Okay, just copy the code and just click on git clone, hit on enter. Just use git clone to clone the URL. Just use git clone and the URL link, so it will automatically install in your system. Next, list the file. Here we have been installed the Jetfisher, so just change the directory to Jetfisher. And just list the files. We had some other thing, so it is in the blast script, so /jetfisher.sh. So it will start, it will automatically start the tool, then after you can run the tool. Okay, it's about the using the different type of tools. Okay, installation of the tools for the basic, for your reference. And I think so you had been got some knowledge how to use the Linux based systems, I think so, from my side. So networking, yeah, networking is too right, yeah. So let me go with the networking also before going to the lecture. So before starting the networking, so let us take around the 5 minutes of break. Okay, so let us start around 10 o'clock. Okay. So let me start. Ekku bro. So let me start the session. So here we'll go with the networking fundamentals. In the networking fundamentals, we'll go with the, first of all, what do you mean by network and what are the basic concepts about the network. Okay, here network is a system of interconnected devices, I mean by computers, servers or routers that communicates and shares the resources. And if you want to understand the networking fundamentals, it is critical for configuration, troubleshooting, and securing the networks. Okay, here, if you are going with the key concepts in the networking, like if you are going with the network types, we had 4 types of networks. First one is a LAN network, local area network, which going to cover the small geographical area like home, office, or if a building. Next to WAN, wide area network, which going to cover a large geographical area such as internet. Okay. Next to MAN, metropolitan area network, which are going to have a medium level geographical area spans around the city or also large campus. Next to PAN, personal area network. Star arrangement by star topology that is going to cover the central hub or the switch. Next bus, all the devices connected to a single central cable, and a ring topology, and by the circular motion or else in the circular loop are going to connect. This topology, they do not have any specific arrangement. They are going to in the zigzag manner or else either each device going to connect with the more than 2 or 3 devices with going to pin. And networking devices like switches, firewalls, access points, network interface cards, other different type of networking devices. If you are going with the IP, in the IP we have 2 types of IPs. One is IPv4. Remember, in IP Internet Protocol we had 2 versions. One is IPv4 version and IPv6 version. In the IPv4 version we had 32 bits address. Example 192.68.1.1. So going with IPv6 128 bits address, which is going to design to addressing the IPv4 existence, like 001 semicolon 0D with the hexadecimal. Okay. Okay. Next, in the addressing, we had 2 types of IPs. One is a public IP and private IP. Public IP is going to provide by the internet service provider, while the private IP going to use by in the local networks. Okay, which will be for private systems, and the subnet masking, which will go to
Hi, hi. Yes.
Sorry. I think so. I had been lost the connection. Can anyone say where had been lost my connection? In which topic? Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. May I know where I had been lost my connection? I mean, by had been left at the meeting.
So actually, your shared screen was unable to see after joining. You
From
can start from joining to the break.
from the ping, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So here in the ping, we can categorize into two things. Okay. First thing, now is my screen is visible, right? It is sharing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So first scenario, let us think. So let us ping a IP, which is an not yet present, which is an unavailable. So let us ping that. So to know the connectivity between the host server and so let us stop. Here I had been transmitted 5 packets. 0 packets has been received. 3 plus packets have been error. 100% packets are lost. So here the connectivity between the my server, I mean by my system to the server is unreachable. Why? Because the host is down. So know the connection to know the connectivity between the host server and the server. Or else in next scenario, let us go with a live host website or else anything. Here we had been start pinging. Okay, we had been sending the some packets has been transmitted and they had been received. 0 packets has been lost. So we can know that we are able to know that here this by using this ping we are able to check the connectivity whether the host is live or not. Okay, and next we had a tool called Wireshark. You can use a command called Wireshark and you can start, or else you had a Windows version. Okay, I will be prefer Windows, so it's up to you. Why? Because I do not have alpha. So by using alpha, it will be captures in accurate format. So just go to download now, and you can download the version whatever you need. Okay, for the Windows version, if you are I like in the Windows GUI, so I'm going with that. And next, just install that. It's a normal exe file. Just install and click on Wireshark. So here it is in a GUI based capturing tool. So by using that, so just select the Wi-Fi. Here it is in a header, the files and that. And here we had option called a start capturing package. Here it will directly connect to the selected network. For example, I want to connect with my home Wi-Fi. So this had been connected with the home, meanwhile just Wi-Fi. And here I had been clicked on start button. Here the package has been transmitting. Next, let us think Firefox as an other external person. You can categorize him as an XYZ person. He is logging into some random site. Let us think. Okay. He was trying to log into some random site. He had been logging and he was trying to use his user ID and password. Let us think. So I want to capture that. So had been turned on my proxy request and by capturing request. And next I'm using my user ID and password test, and I had been successfully logged in. Okay. Oh, won't show me the pop-up. And just I'm using test CVPT and session set timeout. And the main street. Okay. Just I had been updated it. Okay. And I had been stopped my here I have been stopped the requesting. After that, in the filters, I can use, for example, if I want to use a certain IP address, just for example, IP dot address is equal to space. I can specify any address. Let me click, or else I can go with another 10.10.10.4. Okay, I can specify the address, or else I can specify the port. For example, HTTP port number 80. Hit on enter. Okay, so I got the what the requests are present in the HTTP port. I got the different type of requests between the client and the server. Okay, the segmentation, login, and the sort, complete service, streamline, and logout, everything related to the site. So just go to the user ID and but just clicking on user info.php. Here I'm able to see the test VAPT and some other capturing. Okay, I had been captured the complete request. Meanwhile, this page request what has been transmitted. Okay, first thing. Next, I'm able to capture the user ID and password. It has been captured multiple times, 2 times.
So can you also explain about post and get method, because
Yes,
that also
the both the post and get. So I want to use a filter, but sometimes the filter is not working. So that's the reason I'm using the manual method. You can able to capture the user ID and password as well as the same, similar to that. Yeah, like test. We can capture the both the complete packets by using Wireshark. It is a simple packet. I mean, by it is a simple type of demo for that. Okay. So next on the Wireshark, it is a simple demo for the Wireshark tool. And our next tool is an Nmap, which one called network mapper. It is a tool which is used for the network scanning to know the open ports, closed port, filter ports, and services. So before starting the session, maybe before going with that tool, so let me say something here in the networking. In by for example, if for example, let us take an IP address called 10.10.10.13. For this IP address, they had different type of ports. They had, in general, we had total number of ports like 65,535 ports. They had total number of ports are 65,535 ports. In that, we had well-known ports like 1,000 well-known ports like HTTP on EIT, HTTPS 443, and FTP 21, SSH 22, Telnet, DNS, so on. We had different type of ports. Okay, so these are the general ports, like 1,000 ports. Here, this Nmap is going to scan only first 1,000 ports. Okay, only first well-known ports, not for the all 65,000 ports. It is only generally for a specific IP. It's going to scan 1,000 ports. Okay, like well-known ports like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SSH, DNS. Just only it going to show the open ports in the scan. Next thing here, what do you mean by this open and closed ports and filter ports? Here, open ports are the live ports. Open ports are the live ports which is used to connect. Next, closed ports. These are in the dead position. These are unable to connect. Next, filtered ports. These filter ports are behind the firewall. Behind the firewall. These all the ports are known as the filtered ports. Okay, these are also the live ports, but that been the behind the firewall. Okay, got it? So next, here I am going to use a Nmap for a basic info. I'm using this tool Nmap, and where you can give a specific domain or else anything related to that. You can use any. Yeah, let me go with the tv9.com. Hit on enter, scan. It's going to scan. It's going to find the what are the open ports and the versions. Okay, it had been only 2 open ports on tv9.com, like port number 80 with HTTP and port number 443 with HTTPS. So let me go with the filter. Here we are gonna also add the ports. You know that. So let me go with the filters like port number, especially for the port number like 80, 443 with the service version. And hit on enter. So we can find the. I know that why, because I know only the port 80 and 443 is on. So that's the reason I'm going to specify the port number 80 and 443. So here it's going to show only the 1,000 ports it's going to scan. Okay, you can see 998 filtered ports of TCP are not respond. Only the casual ports has been responded. So you can see the version. Here I got the Apache HTTP D2.4.41. Same the version has been used for the both the Ubuntu based machine has been using. Okay, in that same scenario, you can capture. Or else let me run on some other site like tcs.com -p. It takes so much of time. So I'm going with the same -p -. Okay, nmap tv9.com -p which will be for the all ports, 65,535 ports. Okay, and our further we have SYN scan, steel scan, service version scan, OS detection scan, specific port scan, TCP scan, UDP scan. We had a different type of the scan. We had a in the scanning in the upcoming session. We can discuss that. Okay. So let me start the course. Up to now, we had been covered the basic fundamentals. Meanwhile, module 0, we had been covered module 0. Up to now, we had been covered module 0. So let me start the module 1. So yeah, before starting the module 1, let me say some topic called ethical hacking for a couple of minutes. Not couple of minutes. Yeah, just for a couple of minutes. First of all, ethical hacking, EH. Meanwhile, the basic definition of EH to test the security of a machine to test the security of a machine to gain the unauthorized access by using the loophole. Okay. The ethical hacking mean by to test the security of a machine to gain the unauthorized access by using the loophole by the legal permissions or else with the permissions. Without the permission, it will be an cyber crime or else it will be an black hat hacking. If it is with the legal permissions, it is called ethical hacking. In the ethical hacking, you had 5 stages. In ethical hacking, you had 5 phases or else stages. First one is reconnaissance. Next is scanning. Next, exploitation. Next, post exploitation. Next, clearing tracks. Or else you can call it as report write. Okay, which is the ethical hacking phases. In the reconnaissance, where you are going to do the information gathering or else footprinting. Here we had 2 types of methods in the reconnaissance also. One is a passive reconnaissance method. Passive reconnaissance. In the passive reconnaissance, we are not going to contact the target. We are going to gather the publicly available information. If I want to gather about some organization called TCS, so what are the resources has been available on the publicly, I'm going to take over and I'm going to capture the info and I'm going to verify. Meanwhile, it may be accurate or not. I do not know. So it will be, so I'm going to capture the publicly available information. It is known as a passive reconnaissance technique. Here in this technique, we are going to use a framework called OSINT, Open Source Intelligence Framework. We are going to use in the passive reconnaissance. Next, we had active reconnaissance. Next, we had active reconnaissance. In the active reconnaissance, we are going to capture the information by directly contacting the target. Okay, it's about the active reconnaissance. Just like by using ping attack, steal attack, or else any other random thing, nmap scan or else anything. Next, scan. Here we are going to scan the complete targeted system to know the vulnerabilities and loopholes on the open port services, another thing on the system. In that also for the sensitive information, we are going to do the enumeration process. Next, what are the info we got by using the loopholes, whatever we got in the scanning? We are going to gain the unauthorized access. Exploitation mean by gaining the access or else gaining the unauthorized access. Okay, post exploitation mean by in the post exploitation you had 2 types of One is a privilege escalation. In the privilege escalation, you had you can use, one is a privilege escalation. In the privilege escalation, you had two types: horizontal privilege escalation and vertical privilege escalation. Next, also you can use some root keys to maintain the access. Okay, in the post exploitation, you had two methods. One is a privilege escalation, and other one is a maintaining the access. Okay. Next, you had clearing tracks. You can clear the, if you are going to install any malware or else anything in the post exploitation process, you want to clear and the logs and other thing, and you want to clear, and you want to develop a detailed documentation and a complete detailed report. Okay, it's about the ethical hacking. Next, so let me go with the module 1, introduction to VAPT, cybersecurity mastery. So first of all, what do you mean by this VAPT? Vulnerability analysis and penetration testing. First, VAPT stands for vulnerability analysis and penetration testing. So it is an identity and exploiting the security weaknesses. VAPT strengthen the defense against the attacks. Okay. In vulnerability assessment, we are going to do the scanning part. In a penetration testing, we are going to do the real world simulation attacks. In the vulnerability assessment, we are going to identify the loopholes. In the penetration testing, we are going to stimulate the real world attacks on the loopholes. Okay. Our first major point is to identify the weaknesses. We are going to uncover the vulnerabilities in the systems and applications. Okay, our first point. Second point, we are going to stimulate the attacks by doing the real world cyber threats to test the defensive of the organization. Next, in the third thing, you are going to strengthen the security by improving the overall cybersecurity posture and reliance. And next, VA versus PT. Vulnerability assessment going to identify the weaknesses. It does not going to exploit them. In the vulnerability assessment, just we are going to identify the weaknesses. In the penetration testing, we are going to exploit the vulnerabilities by using the real world simulation attacks that going to provide the POC, proof of concept. Okay. In the report, we are going to mention it as POC, mean by proof of concept. Okay. Next, in the vulnerability assessment, we are going to identify the potential security weaknesses using two methods. One is an automation tools, mean by automation method, and the manual checks. And next, in the penetration testing, we are going to exploit the identified vulnerabilities by using the real world simulation attacks in the penetration testing. Okay, penetration testing is a methodology used by the ethical hackers. Okay, this penetration testing is a methodology going to used by the ethical hackers. Okay. Next, here we had three types of testing methods. One is a black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. In the white box testing, the tester have the full knowledge on the system architecture and the code. So he can easily find the loopholes on the system. It is known as a white box testing with a full approach. Next, the gray box testing. The tester will have the partial knowledge of the system, like knowing some architecture figures or some partial code and the technologies used and some relevant information about the target. It is known as a gray box testing. Next, the black box testing. The tester has no prior knowledge of the system. Just they will get for example, if they want to test a tcs.com, just they will give the domain name. The scope will be tcs.com. Here, the attacker, mean by like the penetration testers, like me, they want to collect the information. What do you mean by what are the technologies they have been used? What are the open ports, closed ports, what are the architecture they have been used, what the hosting server they have been used, and different type of information we want to gather, and we want to create a certain approach and methodology for that, and we want to start testing in the black box testing. The complete penetration testing will be going to hands-on black box testing itself. Okay, without any primary knowledge on the system. Next, we had OWASP Top 10, Open Web Application Security Project, which is on a top critical web application vulnerability checklist, which includes injection vulnerabilities, broken access, XSS, CSRF, and so on, which were usually created by the developers and testers. First thing, injection. In the injections, we had SQL injection, OS level injection, LDPA injection flaws. These are the different type of injection. Broken authentication, like vulnerabilities in the authentication mechanism. cross-site scripting attackers inject the malicious scripts into the JavaScript files, which will be known as XSS, which will be on a client side. And next, the security misconfiguration. Okay. And cybersecurity laws like ethical hackers required to understand different type of laws like GDPR, HIPAA, PCI, DSS, General Data Protection, Health Insurance Probability, and Accountability Act, Payment Card Industry, Data Security Standard. And the first thing, virtual lab setup has been set in the Kali Linux in the before starting module 0 itself. So first thing, you want to install the virtual box, then you want to install the Kali Linux. Next, you want to deploy the, just you want to unzip the Kali Linux, just you want to click on the blue color icon. Just after that, you want to configure the networking on the NAT or anything. Just you can start by using the password called Kali. Okay, which is a live demo. So next, so in the vulnerability assessment, okay, in the vulnerability assessment, we had in the ethical hacking, we had 5 phases.
Hi, Roshan. Unable
Yes,
to see your shared screen.
I'm sharing my screen. Can any other can confirm whether I had any internet issue or not?
Screen not visible.
Okay, just give me 1 minute, sir. Sorry. Now, are you able to see my screen? Can you please confirm?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So in the same similar to ethical hacking, we had in the penetration testing also, we have some stages in the VAPT. Okay, in the VAPT, we had some stages. First one is reconnaissance, similar to ethical hacking. Next, scanning. Okay, next, enumeration. Next, vulnerability assessment. Next, vulnerability research. Next, exploitation. Next, post-exploitation. Post-exploitation and report writing. Okay, these are the stages of penetration testing. Okay, these are the stages of penetration testing. First one is a reconnaissance. In the reconnaissance, we had 2 types of techniques: active reconnaissance and passive reconnaissance technique. Next, we had scanning. Next, enumeration. Next, vulnerability assessment. In the vulnerability assessment, we had 2 methods. One is a manual method and other one is a automation method. Okay, 2 methods going to discuss on this course. Next, in the vulnerability research. Next, exploitation, post-exploitation, and report writing. Got it? Reconnaissance, scanning, enumeration, vulnerability assessment, vulnerability research, exploitation, post-exploitation, and report writing. This exploitation and post-exploitation will be known as a penetration testing, and this vulnerability research, and this 3 will be the for a for our reference, like information gathering and scanning. Okay. Report writing for the creating the POCs, proof of concepts. Okay. And next, here we want to understand the reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is the initial phase of an ethical hacking, which is going to involve the information gathering about the target. Here, the target may be anything. The target may be anything. It may be a web application, it may be a mobile application, it may be an API, it may be an IoT system, it may be an offline CTF challenge, I mean by capture the flag event, a server, or else it may be anything. Okay, the target may be anything. So next we want to understand the basic information about the target system. In that we had two types of methods in the reconnaissance. One is an active reconnaissance method and another one is a passive reconnaissance method. In the active reconnaissance method, we are going to directly interact with the target system and gather the information. Okay, in the passive reconnaissance, we will gather the, we are not going to contact the target first thing, and next we are going to gather the information by publicly available resources. Next we had a footprinting. We are going to initially gather the information from the targeted network. It is known as a footprinting. Okay, we had in the reconnaissance, we had three topics. One is a reconnaissance, next passive reconnaissance, and footprinting. Okay, this reconnaissance also be known as the information gathering, or else some people it will be called as footprinting. Okay, it will be the first stage of the VAPT. So we are going to review. First, today we had been discussed about introduction to cybersecurity. Next, we had been discussed about some basic installation on the Kali Linux and how to use the Kali Linux command line and the commands. And furtherly, we had been discussed about some networking, the Blash or a summary about the networking. Next, furtherly, we had been started some ping, Wireshark, NetStart, and Nmap and some other tools on networking. And next, furtherly, we had been got to know about some summary about ethical hacking and penetration testing, and what is the difference between the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, what the phases of ethical hacking and penetration testing. And also we had been got some basic info about the reconnaissance, about the theoretically. In next lecture, we are going with the hands-on practical. So before going to the tomorrow session, just try to install VirtualBox. First thing, you want to install the VirtualBox. Second, Kali Linux. And third, Metasploitable 2 on your system. The three things you want to install before starting tomorrow's lecture. Because from tomorrow's session, it will be on completely on hands-on. So I will, first of all, I'm going to do the exploitation or also the practice. Next, you want to repeat that. So sorry, meanwhile, it's my mistake. I had been stuck in the traffic, so it has been delayed for 1 hour. So from tomorrow, I will be available exactly from the 8 o'clock. I will be joined from 7:50 itself, so we can take 3 hours of time, and we can complete the session. If we need anything, we are going to add 2 more hours. On Saturday or else on Sunday, we can take another lecture on Sunday for 1 hour or else 2 hours on doubt solving or else anything. By this 1 hour going to cover on Sunday, or else I will be try to cover that on the Sunday itself. Okay. If the syllabus has been did any pending or else anything like AI module or else anything, we are going to use that. So if you have any queries, you may ask anyone in general, or else it may be anything related to the technical part. You may ask on my lecture, or else in general you had any offensive security queries. In this course, we are going to teach you the complete methodology about VAPT on both automation on the web and mobile. And also I will teach some basic knowledge on the mobile application testing also and API also. Okay. And complete exploitation by using Metasploit. And especially most of the peoples, you are being here because of to know how to write the professional vulnerability report, I mean by VAPT reports to review for sake of review or else to know the expert level knowledge on that. Yeah. Any queries? Sushil, Sayed, Manju, or else Ajay. If you have any queries, you may ask, guys. If you are clear, you can show a symbol for me. I mean by hand gesture or else anything from your side. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Roshan.
Yeah.
Kedar
Hi.
here.
Yeah.
So, are we going to share that PPTs?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Our team going to share.
Okay.
Any other? You will also get the recordings with the lecture. I mean by get with the transcript and also notes and the referred material going to shared on weekend. I mean by on Sunday evening. What are the lecture I want to post? And like the additional concepts or else additional notes I will share on the WhatsApp on Sunday evening. I think so, mostly whenever free. Any other queries? If you are clear, so it's I think so it's late night. If you have any queries, you may ask, guys, or else let me stop my recording and the transcript also.